Thanks so much for joining us here on this Monday. I'm Brooke Hash. It is the top story around the world this afternoon. Pope Francis has died at the age of 88. The Vatican confirmed he passed away this morning, just weeks after leaving the hospital where he was treated for double pneumonia. His death comes just a day after he greeted thousands of faithful who filled St. Peter's Square outside the Vatican on Easter Sunday. ABC's Rena Roy has more on his life and legacy.
The bells at St. Peter's Basilica ringing out today, marking the death of Pope Francis. The Vatican says he passed away around 7:30 a.m. in Rome at the age of 88. Flags at half-staff across Rome, mourners leaving flowers in the Vatican's piazza, and people praying outside the Basilica where he'll be buried.
I think it was a great pope.
It's a very sad day for the Roman Catholic faith.
The news comes just a day after Pope Francis celebrated Easter with thousands of faithful, blessing the crowd and wishing them a happy Easter.
Buona Pasqua.
In his final message, the Pope calling for peace around the world. He greeted the faithful from the Pope-mobile.
People are a bit stunned that this news of the Pope's passing should come immediately on the heels of Easter Sunday, and we all watched the Pope give this blessing.
The Pope also meeting Sunday with Vice President J.D. Vance, who said today in a statement he was happy to see him. Pope Francis was historic in many ways, injecting a new wave of optimism into the church and making history as the first pope from Latin America and the first Jesuit. Francis called for a larger role for women in the church. At the same time, he reaffirmed church opposition to female priests. He took steps to express compassion for the LGBTQ community, saying we are all children of God, while holding fast to the church's strict teachings. He was often referred to as the People's Pope, known for his humility and humor, his warmth with children, and his compassion for the poor and the sick.
I would ask each of you, whatever your capacity, to care one another, be close to one another, respect one another. I bless each one of you from my heart.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, the process for selecting a successor typically begins 15 to 20 days after a pope's death. Cardinals from around the world will gather inside a secluded area inside Vatican City before voting on a new pope in the Sistine Chapel. The top of the hour on your Monday, a bit overcast. We have meteorologist Julie Martin, who's joining us in studio today with a look at that afternoon. Julie.
Yeah, Brooke, the rain is moving out and temperatures are on the rise. In fact, we will be climbing up into the mid-70s throughout the day today. There's that rain that's been bothering us all morning long, now well off to our east. Maybe just a couple of sprinkles left here, and that will be about it, and it won't amount to very much at all. After that, conditions should rapidly improve. These clouds are going to move on out of here, and the sunshine will return. So looking at our future cast here, by this afternoon, expect sunny skies, actually, and the temperatures, again, climbing into the mid-70s, so above average there, and we're in for a nice couple of days. So clearing today, 76, still a bit gusty out there, but those winds will die down as we head throughout the afternoon hours and into the evening, and then very nice weather conditions are setting up for tomorrow and Wednesday, where we'll likely reach around 80 degrees. Here's a look at our regional temperatures then. We will see 73 in Scottsburg today, 72 down in Munfordville, 69 in English, and 71 here in Frankfort. But Louisville will be at 76 degrees, and we'll stay warm over the next several days. Take a look at some of these high temperatures here. By Wednesday, reaching 80 degrees, 8 degrees above average. Thursday and Friday look pretty good too. Another cold front swings through, though, bringing us a little rain both of those days. I'll detail all of that coming up in your full forecast in just a moment.
Julie, thank you. The driver of this truck, who police say hit a 3-year-old at Fairdale apartment complex last week and then took off, turned himself in and is now out on bond. Paul Taub is charged with tampering with physical evidence and leaving the scene of an accident. According to court documents, Taub was driving his truck in the Regency Park Apartments parking lot when he hit that 3-year-old girl. A surveillance camera captured the whole thing. Taub said he did not know he hit anyone. He assumed it was a speed bump and told police he drove drove off when people began to scream and hid at his truck. Taub claims he found out about the incident through word of mouth and on social media, and in a panic hid his truck, threw away his license plate, and removed a window decal that could easily have identified him. Taub turned himself into police on Saturday. He's out on bond and expected in court a week from today. That 3-year-old girl suffered an injury to her arm that required surgery. A Louisville man facing assault charges after a shooting on Lindell Avenue. 67-year-old James Schuler appeared in court this morning, where a judge set his bond at $100,000. According to court documents on Saturday, he was returning home and walking toward his front door when he saw a man standing in the driveway who said, "I'm going to end you." That man reportedly reached for his waistband, but Schuler pulled out a concealed gun first and shot the man multiple times. Police said he then placed that gun in his home and called 911. Well, he later told police he never saw a weapon, and police say no weapon was ever recovered. The victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Today, grief counselors and support staff will be at Adair County Middle School following the death of an 8th grader. In a social media post, Adair County Public Schools said 14-year-old Skylar Huckabee died in a crash early Sunday morning. The district said Skylar was a bright and kind student, well loved by classmates, teachers, and staff. His presence in our halls throughout brought energy and joy, and his absence will be profoundly felt by all who knew him. Meanwhile, the driver in that crash that killed Skylar facing a handful of charges today. Police said 31-year-old David King from Columbia, Kentucky, admitted to police on scene he drank at least 30 beers since the night before and blew a .13 during that breathalyzer test. Of the 3 kids in his car, 2 received critical injuries, one of them being Skylar, who died at Russell County Hospital. King is charged with DUI, vehicular homicide, assault, wanton endangerment, and reckless driving. A Brooklyn couple left with next to nothing after their U-Haul truck full of their belongings was stolen outside of their hotel. The couple was just passing through Louisville, moving from New York to North Carolina's Outer Banks. But their one night in Louisville turned sour when they woke up the next morning and that U-Haul was gone. They reported the truck stolen to Louisville Metro Police on March 24th, and officers found it a couple weeks later, ransacked and empty.
Film cameras and
studio gear. I had
trunks that came over from Poland with my family in like the 1800s, and they immigrated here. Going to do with my great uncle's Purple Heart that he got for D-Day. Like, I don't understand.
In total, the couple estimates that U-Haul was full of about $500,000 worth of belongings. LMPD is actively investigating that case.